yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8:01 a.m., and you are listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It's Monday, October 9th, and we have a great show for you guys this morning, a great discussion, and something new for you sports fans who've been wondering when Good Morning Aurora was going to have some sports folks on. Well, we have a great team with me this morning. River Light Football Club is joining me today. I have Charles Latshaw III with me and Heather Bickerton as well. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good. Yeah. Good. Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
No problem. So big things are coming to Aurora in 2024, specifically USL League 2 and USL W League as well. So let's talk about River Light Football Club. Charles, give us an introduction to River Light.
Yeah, so I'm the sporting director and head coach, River Light Football Club. We just started maybe about a month ago on this project. We've already been approved by the league to bring a team here for the summer of 2024 and beyond. And the level of play for a lot of audiences, I like to call it the equivalent of minor league baseball. It's the easiest way to describe what we are. On the men's side, we're the fourth step on the pyramid. So you have the MLS USL Championship, USL League 1, and then ourselves playing at USL League 2. And then on the women's side, the W League is the second tier of women's soccer in this country below the NWSL. We use primarily college-age athletes, and for us, we're unique to this league. We use primarily local-based players because we have a wealth of talent here in Chicagoland, and we want to show that off to a larger audience.
What's your background and experience?
So I've been coaching for, what is this, year number 19. I started really young, born and raised in Chicagoland. The last 4 or 5 years, I've transitioned over from the youth game to the adult game, and okay. I've coached at the college level and a couple years at USL League 2 and had some success, and now I'm blessed enough to be with Heather and Chad and working on this new project, which I think should go a long way here in the community.
19 years, you're a lifer.
Yeah, I've had some other jobs, but this is the one that seems to stick. And I'm blessed to have somebody at home that's good with me coaching for a living. And I'll tell you what, most mornings I get to sleep in till 9 a.m., so I don't mind the
Well,
lifestyle.
Thank you, my brother. For Not so bad, right? And Heather, you are the general manager.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Blackburn, England. I moved out to America in 2009 on a soccer scholarship. Football's been in my life since I was tiny. I'm a Blackburn Rovers fan. Not many people know who they are, but we did win the Premier League one year.
Blackburn Rovers?
Blackburn Rovers, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I moved out here in 2009. I've been in the soccer industry now for 14 years. Recently moved to Aurora last year and just saw that there was a huge potential out here, and just really excited to be able to kind of go along with this experience with Charlie and Chad.
What's the genesis of River Light discovering Aurora? How's the discovery made of a place where, we see the talent, we see the availability, we see the possibility? How does that start?
Well, from my perspective, from the on-field stuff, using Chicago-based players, I look at where a lot of the high-end talent's coming from, and it is coming from whether it be Naperville, Joliet, Aurora, Kane County, the River Valley in general, a lot of the Chicago suburbs. And you look at the markets, and Aurora doesn't have a minor league sports team or a professional sports team in general. And in the suburbs here, those teams tend to do pretty well in terms of attendance and fan engagement and community engagement. So with Heather living here and Chad also being a local, I think we saw an opportunity for Illinois' second largest city to have themselves something they can be proud of. And we feel like this is a community that will embrace soccer more than anything else. And for us, it was just a population center. And then because we're local, it seemed to be a good opportunity for us.
Yeah, we've got, our City of Aurora Youth Services Department has done some really good and cool and exciting work with our portable soccer field that they have, different places. And every place it's been at, it's drawn a whole lot of youth to come out and everything. And when you look and you see it, you're like, wow, it's Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Packed full of kids. It's like, that's a lot of energy, a lot of talent, showing that dedication to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Definitely needs to be harnessed.
Yeah, and I think Aurora is probably has some untapped potential within the game. There's some underserved communities here that maybe haven't been exposed to high-end coaching, high-end play, and we want to make sure we give those people an opportunity to enjoy, a higher level of game, see where they can actually go and see where the game can take them. I know for a lot of our guys that we play with, that play on our teams, they use the game as a way to get an education. And I think that's extremely valuable for a lot of young people in the community to say, hey, I can use a sport to get an education and make my life a little bit better. And for us, we see a lot of that. And using the college-age players, they come from all kinds of different backgrounds, and there's a lot of diversity there. And it's a really healthy piece for a functioning community to have here. It's just a pathway for people and something fun for them to do on a weekend and see something for an affordable price.
A pathway.
Yeah.
A pathway. That's key. That's key. To be able to start and then see your potential, see the goals, see the growth, and then really dream a future.
Yeah, and we're not the end goal for 99.9% of the players we use. We're just a stepping stone for them, right? They want to make a paycheck playing the game. Well, this is part of the process. They play at their colleges, they play here, and hopefully the next step for them is to play at the professional level.
Awesome. I want to read about the USLW League real quick. The USLW League is a leader in pre-professional soccer in North America, developing the next generation of women's talent, both on and off the field. And I do have a question about that specifically, but the USLW League strives to use women's soccer as a force for societal good by creating a national platform to increase opportunity, gender equality, and career development. In regards to women and soccer, maybe this will be a question for Heather. In regards to women's soccer, has there been anything like that because I'm very new to the entire soccer field in our area, in our county at all? Have women been traditionally playing here locally and things?
There haven't been many opportunities at this level for women to play.
Okay.
So the USLW League only just started 2 years ago. So there are a couple teams in Chicago that play at that level, but nothing really in the Chicago suburbs. And then USLW League, they're now kind of introducing a professional league, which is USL Super League. So now they're providing that stepping stone to the next level.
Explain the tiers too, as well. Tiers and leagues and how they're determined.
So across the globe,
treat me like I'm a kid. I want to coach. Put me in.
So across the globe, in each country, there's a soccer pyramid typically. So in the United States, we don't do promotion relegation, but in almost every other country in the world, there's a pyramid. Whereas if you finish in the bottom 2 or 3 in your league, you're going to go down to the league below, and the top 2 or 3 from the league below are going to move up. Promotion relegation. So there's a ladder of sorts. Here in the States, we don't have that. Typically, these are single entity leagues like the MLS, or in American sports, the NFL is a single entity league where they're not moving people in and out because somebody's paid vast quantities of money to participate in that league. Now, here in the States, it's similar in soccer, but USL operates individual franchises, and that's where we're at. Now, we can't win our way to the next level, but if we produce good crowds, good fan game day environments, good teams, we'll be given the opportunity if we can get the support to go up to the next level. But the tiers, you have MLS at the very top probably. They have the most exposure nationwide.
Okay.
USL Championship, which at times of the year will play against MLS opposition in Open Cup and things like that. Then you have USL League One, which is also fully professional. And then you have USL League Two, which they call Path to Pro. Some people would say semi-pro. For us, let's call it professionally amateur. You treat yourself like a professional, but you're not getting paid. Everything is covered cost-wise, but these kids, I give them credit. They have jobs, they have school, they come play soccer every day. They're committed to the cause. But here in the States, we have 3 tiers of professional soccer on the men's side, and as Heather spoke about, there's currently the NWSL on the women's side, which is fully professional. USL, which is the umbrella company that we operate with, United Soccer League, they have a future women's professional team in the Super League. I think there's either 8 or 10 markets at the moment that they're going to look to launch her in the near future. And then there's the USLW League, which is fully amateur. And then beyond that, there's any number of adult regional leagues that you can participate in a competitive environment. But it's a murky landscape at best on the soccer side, but it is it is gaining some structure here between United Soccer League and the MLS.
In your history, what are some of the changes, the big changes that you've noticed in the industry? What are some of those milestones that have happened to kind of allow for more opportunity, to allow more people to participate?
Well, I think
maybe
this hasn't necessarily allowed more people to participate, but what I've seen, at least in my lifetime, is the growth of the women's game.
Okay.
There was a time where FIFA, the federation that governs, it's the governing body of soccer, they didn't even want to call the Women's World Cup the Women's World Cup. They wanted to call it the M&M's Cup or something else because they weren't really recognized it on a world stage. And now when you see this past summer Women's World Cup games drawing 60, 70,000 people, sellouts, big TV money, I think it's great to see the equality in the game and see a pathway for young women to make a living playing as well, not just on the men's side. And I'm pretty passionate about that. I believe that there should be equality within the sport, and we're just happy that we can provide an opportunity across the board for both men and women.
All right. And on Tuesday of last week, you guys had a grand opening or a press release, an announcement. How did that go?
Yeah, it was really good. Obviously, we've kind of got experience with USL over the last couple of years, and it was really good that we can kind of continue that relationship with them, but with our own entity, River Light FC. And yeah, we had a lot of good feedback from the local community, and this is kind of why we're here today, kind of telling you guys who we are and what we're trying to achieve with the club. So. Yeah.
All right. The time is 8:12 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We're here with River Light FC. Now, you guys are on Instagram. We know that much. How else can people find out about you guys and get involved and learn more about River Light?
Yeah, so we're on all social media channels at River Light FC. And then our website pretty much covers a lot of the information that people might want to kind of learn more about us or get involved. This is a big undertaking that we're all taking on, and for us, as much support as possible from the community would go a long way. Whether that's you want to play for the team, we have upcoming tryouts. If you want to kind of help us on game days, summer 2024, we have multiple opportunities for people if they want to get involved in sports on the business side or on the field.
Yeah, I think actively we'll be seeking interns here in the next 8 months, some over the winter, some for the summer. Obviously, Heather touched on we'll have tryouts soon, but we're looking for any opportunity that we can engage within the community. If there's events that we can come out to, shoot us a message on our website or social media, and we'd be happy to show up. We're looking for corporate partners, community partners, just volunteers. We're looking for people to get involved. It takes a lot of people in order to operate at this level, and the more the merrier. So if you want to help, reach out to us on any of the social media or even through our webpage.
We'll be happy to be there with the cameras and show what you guys do. As we talked kind of before the microphones came on, played soccer and liked it. Crushing people's dreams as a goalie for a little bit during middle school. Dropped off with it, started drawing and learning about radio and stuff like that. But I do respect the sport, and I respect the talent and dedication that it takes to play. It's not easy to stay in shape, to stay fit, and be active like that and play on that level. It's huge.
Yeah, and I think it's tough. A lot of people don't realize soccer. I always tell people it's terrible. You run around for 90 minutes to touch the ball for 2.5 minutes, and it's really an exercise in your strength of mind there, just kind of running around. And I think you might have had it right playing goalie.
Right.
It's right up my alley these days in indoor. It's nobody wants to run too much now at our age.
Right. Well, the thing for me personally wasn't the running. It took me a long time to get some of the footwork down about it, right? Learning some of those basic skills, that took a little bit. So the guy who pushed me in goalie was just like, well, just be the goalie. And I loved that. I was like, yes, that actually, that confined space of movement and having that one task and goal really helped me.
Come on, and you get to wear a different color uniform. You get to be a little bit different. You stand down from the crowd.
Exactly.
Who doesn't like that?
It was the whole thing. Yeah, it was the whole thing. I do want to read from our president of River Light FC. Ever since moving back to Kane County 3 years ago, I've wanted to bring something to this area for soccer. Now that is finally happening. Having the best possible coaches, operations staff, and recruiters at this level ensures we're going to compete. This is going to be a really exciting club to be around, and I fully expect the fans and people of Kane County to feel our presence. The club's mission is to create a culture of excellence with a professional environment for players to reach their dreams in. So we start tryouts Summer 2024. What do we have a first date for those tryouts yet?
Yeah, the tryouts November 20th, December 29th, and January 6th and 7th.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, and we do, the last couple of years, we have made sure through our other organizations that we do select players through our open tryout process. We also spend a lot of hours, man hours, between the staff recruiting players, just like any other program would do. There's players that don't have access to the tryouts for one reason or another. They may have school obligations or family things, and so we try to do a little bit of everything where we use our network to recruit players, but we also always take players from open tryouts, because there's always people out there that we just don't know exist. So if you think you can play at this level and you want a pathway to the professional game, I would encourage you to register for our tryouts here over Thanksgiving break and Christmas time, and come see us and kind of see where you stack up, because it is a good opportunity for players of any age. There's not an age cap for us, so we could use players from 15 to, if a 35-year-old wants to come out and try to play with the 21-year-olds, we're more than happy to take them on if they can do it.
Amazing. And where will tryouts be held at?
So the second two are going to be at the Aurora Bubble over
Hill Avenue, Ogden?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first one is currently TBD, but they'll be outdoors.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I want to come and see some of the tryouts.
Please do.
I want to see that. I'd like to see the tryouts, and I would like to see some of the matches too. I really want to learn the game. I do feel that the cultural significance of soccer in many different places in the world is something that I've only been able to witness, TV kind of thing. I really want to see it up close. I know it's very big in Latin American communities, of which we have a large number here.
Yep.
But I also know that in England it's huge too.
Yep.
So kind of the what it looks like in both cultures has always kind of interested me.
Yeah,
very
and I
much.
think you should come out, because these lower divisions of the professionalized game are really fun. You get to be really close to the action, something that you don't necessarily get in the highest levels of the game. You get to be 20 feet away from the players. You get interaction with them before and after games. And look, I think we'll have good tailgate before the game. You can come out and enjoy yourself a little bit with the family. If my missus is there, she'll definitely feed you and take care of you there. But yeah, it's fun, and we believe in a pretty diverse environment here. Chicagoland's got a lot of different people from different backgrounds, and our teams the last couple summers have definitely looked the part. We have people from every walk of life here in Chicagoland on the team, and it's good to see. We believe that the diversity within the team makes us better, and we embrace that, and we bring in all kinds of players. So you should come out, though; it'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Now you've both not played before, correct? Professionally?
Oh no, we've played lots, but not professionally.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I meant.
No,
Yeah,
those that can't do. I teach because nobody was going to pay me a good salary to play the game.
Yeah,
So,
know your strengths, right, brother?
Yeah.
Know your strengths.
got to hustle a little bit.
But I'm curious. So you've both, I think, seen people go from the amateurs to the pros. What's that been like? Can you share any of those stories with us about like those people who've actually made it, and what's that like?
Yeah, so I have some friends that I grew up with that played professionally, and then along the way, a number of players that I've coached. I've coached at some pretty high levels, and it's not as luxurious as some people might think it is. It can be a grind, and then they're talking every day for 8-9 months straight, where you got to go into a facility, make sure you're there on time, etc. And then the one thing that they talk to me about all the time is the amount of downtime that nobody talks to you about, because you have to rest and recover. So you might be at the facility for 3-4 hours, but the rest of the day you're kind of stuck in your house, not doing anything, because you got to make sure your body has proper recovery and hydration and all that. So they're like, you kind of get bored sometimes. You play some video games, you read some books, but you don't want to be out and about too much, because it does affect you physically. But for them, they all came through this pathway where they played USL 2 and then made the jump either through an MLS draft or signed a contract. And in some countries you can make a lot of money. I think most of the players here in the States that I know are probably a little bit more working class. They make enough to survive, and it's a good job, but they still almost all have to do something after they get done playing. So they go the college pathway. But I think it's it's a tough lifestyle. You have to be willing to move. You better have a family that understands what it takes and a support system, because it is cutthroat. You could have a job one day and the next day you show up and you don't have a job anymore because somebody's better, and that's just the realities of professional sports.
Right. There's that old saying that a lot of people may be familiar with. It's like it's a football saying, but you're only as good as your last touchdown.
Yep.
And that's, for some people it could be discouraging, but I think for some people perhaps that's a motivation, a little bit of fire, a little bit of log on the fire. I want to read about USL League 2, and then just to make sure, like USL leagues, this is the one where you go from just being a person who wants to play, being able to get into USL League 2. Then there's one, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, tier system. USL League 2 is the leader in pre-professional soccer in North America. The league holds a vital role as it continues to provide the elite platform for those pursuing professional careers domestically and internationally throughout the United States and Canada. League 2 franchises continue to provide top pre-professional players the opportunity to train and compete at the highest level while maintaining their collegiate eligibility. With ownership of teams from USL franchises and top business and sports individuals, League 2 serves as the leading development platform for the game, both on and off the field. Amazing. Are there chances and opportunities with River Light, I think you mentioned, to go abroad for any youth?
Well, at the moment we don't have a youth structure.
Okay.
It's
for those attempting to play.
Yeah, so we have some connections. We typically send players on trials domestically to whether it be an MLS team or a different USL team that plays fully professional throughout the summer months. Part of what we do as a service as well for these players, they play in the fall with their schools for the most part. And then in the summer months, it's an opportunity where if we can send them away for a week or two to, say, Chicago Fire, Portland Timbers, a bigger program to go get some exposure. They typically go and then come back because they still have college eligibility left. They don't want to burn that by signing a contract. So it's just good exposure. We're currently working on some international partnerships. We've been in discussions with Zacatecas Mineros in Mexico for 4 or 5 months now. We're looking to bring them over for a friendly next June here locally to get a professional side in to play against, and they're looking for another Mexican League partner to bring with them, so we can hopefully get a couple high-end professional games in next summer, which will help with exposure. And then also a lot of our guys are dual nationals, where they have the ability to get a passport through another nation, such as Mexico, and go play there professionally and be a domestic player. So we have a number of ways that we can pass kids or players on the men's and the women's side. This past year, we had a player go sign with a Mexican I don't know what the feminine league is. Cruz Azul feminine team, and
Blue Cross.
Yeah, and so there's a good pathway here. I think 50% of the MLS draft picks come out of this league, and because of that, the clubs kind of dig around and they look. So we might get a call, or their college coach might get a call, and the next day they might get on a plane and go on trial for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then come back.
50% of USL draft or MSL,
MLS, Major League Soccer.
MLS draft picks come from this league.
Yes, they played in this league at some point in their development pathway.
Think about it. Some of you guys are gonna text me later. Curtis, did he say? Did I hear that right? You did. You did. Have you guys made any inroads so far? Made any connections with our local schools?
So the schools, not so much. Right now, we're in the building stages. So we've got 8 months basically from now until the start of our season, which is May 2024.
Okay.
So right now, we're building connections with kind of local organizations.
Gotcha.
And then through that, once we kind of have a few more people on board, then we can start integrating into the schools and kind of getting our name out there. Right now, we're kind of working on our logo. And then once that's finalized, we're going to kind of throw a few community events, kind of get more people involved and go from there.
Okay. Do we have dates for the events just yet? Or
not yet. No, we're going to wait until our logo's ready and then
this is still in the
get
developing
some merch,
stages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. I know that's going to be good. A community, perhaps a potluck with food and soccer.
I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah, we love food and soccer.
Doesn't that sound like a good idea, ladies and gentlemen?
Food, soccer, and some beverages go well together.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it comes to the English league and everything like that, who's the Blackburn Ravers is your team?
Rovers, yeah. We're in the
Rovers,
second division, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the people what a rover is?
Please do.
I don't know what a rover is. That's just the name. It's just what it is.
I heard it's a dog mascot.
Well, yeah, we did have a dog mascot, but we don't anymore. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that rover and dogs.
Yeah.
I think that's typically like in
Our
America.
mascot was called Raw. It was very
I think you guys should have switched to a Land Rover. Call it a day.
well. Yeah.
Who are some of the other top tier teams?
We're calling
that other
Blackburn
people may-
Rovers top tier now.
I mean,
Vince.
they are top tier
I'm
because
learning.
they did
I'm
win the
learning,
Premier League
so
in
I do
94,
apologize.
95. So we're just putting that out there.
Okay.
The pride is out. Thank you for sharing that, Heather.
So typically, obviously, the Premier League is the top level for men's soccer, and now they have the Barclays WSL, which is the women's league. That's come a long way since I was a kid in England. We didn't even have girls teams growing up. So it's the football scene in England is definitely a lot different than what it used to be on the women's side.
Okay.
But yeah, on the men's side, I'm sure a lot of people out there have seen Ted Lasso. He kind of started as a Tottenham coach as an NBC skit, and I mean my wife supports Tottenham Spurs, so
Okay.
yeah.
It's disappointing.
I know. But yeah, I mean, there's so many teams in England. There's multiple different leagues and multiple leagues within like each division. So I mean, there's hundreds out there. It's tough to say who would be the top kind of programs out there.
The beautiful thing about the English game is you could start with 11 friends at a park playing in a Sunday pub league, and in theory, if you win enough games, you could be playing Manchester United and Chelsea down the line by just simply winning games and getting promoted up to the next level. And I think
opportunity, boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the
I
very
like
lowest
that.
end, and as long as you win, you get promoted. Now, Heather's team of choice played my team of choice this weekend, and it did not end well for my team of choice, Queens Park Rangers. But we'll take it on the chin because at least it was to Heather's team. So.
Yep.
Very cool. The time is 8:27 a.m. Once again, you're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, and River Light Football Club are our guests today. Joining us in 2024, in 8 months, things are going to begin to continue getting started up, tryouts and everything. So if you or someone you know wants to play in the league, please be sure to contact them. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram and all the places, or ask us. We would be happy to put you in contact with our dear friends Charles and Heather here. Okay, so I just wanted to read one more thing from this that I'm actually interested in. It's the winning culture, both on and off the field, representing the community with pride. Talk a little bit about on and off the field. I know what that means, but dig that into people.
Well, on the field, we want to provide the best experience possible for the players. We want to make sure that we are a good stepping stone for them in their careers, whether it be in the game of football or not. We want to make them better people. We want them to be winners, right? So show up every day, be part of a group. We'll have success together. Our unity matters. And then off the field, we genuinely want to help the community, achieve some things here. And I think for myself, I've seen it over and over and over. Soccer is a game that it can be very cost effective if we choose to make it that way. Very affordable for people to a certain extent if we choose to make it that way. And at the moment it's not, but we would like to be able to provide some things for the community that make it accessible to almost anybody. And, for us, that's winning, right? And can we just be something that a community can be proud of? That's winning. Whether the results are there on the field or not, can we all come together, be proud of the environment that we've created, be family friendly, be affordable for a family of four to come out for $20 and come see a high-end sporting event. That doesn't exist elsewhere, and It's a good, safe place. And that's what we're hoping to see is good support from the community. We can build something that the community is proud of. We can be proud of being from this community, and so on. Bix, you might have a different idea of what winning off the field is, but for me, I just want to see people at the game supporting something together and embracing our diversity here as people of Northern Illinois.
I think that's a great thing, and that's actually why I asked that question, because it does matter. Representation matters. When you can see yourself represented on the field, in the coaching levels, people like you who are playing, people like you being embraced, and when people have the ability to take their family out for a good time, that means a lot, because a lot of people have traditionally, not just in this city, but people are like, they see it, but they're not able to go. It's out of their price range. So the ability to not only play, but take your family and join in is really key. So thank you to Riverlight for allowing that opportunity to exist. I think that's really good. So we've got 8 months, ladies and gentlemen. Get your cleats, dust those off, wipe off the individual cleats, make sure that they're shiny, and prepare for Riverlight FC. And let's be able to get involved here. Summer 2024, they're looking for interns. Tryouts are also going to be starting up this year, right?
Yep, November.
In November. I want to say thank you very much to Charles and Heather for coming on to tell us about this. You can expect to see more of Riverlight FC's news shared on our social media, on our Facebook page. We'll be happy to show you what's happening on the field when the time is right. The time is 8:31 a.m. Right now, we're going to show you guys an interesting conversation that we had about horses with a community person that you may know. This conversation goes back to the early days of Good Morning Aurora. As you guys know, with our new format, I'd like to show you guys something new and some interesting content. And we will be right back after that for our news and a weather recap.
How long have you been riding horses?
Riding horses or talking about horses? I'm in the horse talking about business, Curtis, not so much the riding business. But I've been on one or two.
Tell us about Horse Talk.
Horse Talk is the #1 non-existent YouTube channel for horse videos and information. We've started with some topics about why horses jump over the fence. We've talked about different breeds of horses. We've talked recently with Kate Ballard about some saddle fitting, and
Shout out to Kate
and Greg, and how you got to fit the saddles to the horses and things. And then we've turned them on to some other political views. So we kind of went away from the barn talk to some other day-to-day things.
Politics and horses?
No, not necessarily politics so much as environmental issues.
Certainly.
One of which being recently how plastic straws make superior nesting materials for birds.
Right.
And that they don't biodegrade, and that birds can, use those nests for thousands of years. Talk about bringing ecology back. Birds don't have to build nests. They got all kinds of free time. That's the kind of thing you want. Polar bear charities. Not the actual saving of the polar bears, but polar bear charities. If you want a t-shirt with a polar bear on it, you should just buy one. But don't think that your $20 is somehow or another going to buy more ice or salmon.
Right.
Those type of things. We've even talked a little bit about that lady that might have killed her husband with all the tigers. We're not sure about that, but
Carol Baskin.
That's the one. Ding. But yeah. No, Horse Talk is, it's always kind of been my own little spoof thing about a guy not knowing anything about a horse farm and winding up kind of in charge of a whole bunch of horses by happenstance.
I was with you one day at a horse farm.
Yes.
As a young brother growing up in the other city.
Not a lot of horses.
And not a lot of horses at all. Whenever I've been around a horse, I must admit, I've been intimidated by the sheer strength, power, size of this animal. Mm-hmm. It's not a bear. I don't have to worry about claws ripping me apart. I don't have to worry about being mauled by a lion. I don't even have to worry about the quickness of a monocled cobra bite combined with the venom. How long did it take you to get over being scared of horses? Or were you ever...
I'm going to tell you what,
did you ever have that kind of fear of a
horse? I was terrified of horses.
Okay.
Terrified of horses. Okay.
It's not just me.
I was in the fixing thing business, okay? I would walk down the aisle. It's important that you know something about horses, okay? A properly trained horse, will do anything that you want it to do until it decides not to. That's the key.
Yeah.
You get the damn things to juggle until they decide they don't want to juggle that day.
Right.
And then they're like, you know what, I'm just going to push this guy around for a little bit. I was terrified of horses, okay? And we had come across a situation where a horse had fallen down in the field and couldn't get back up. And there was immediately... I didn't have the luxury... What are we doing there, Curtis? Not interesting enough for you? You're texting there, playing some Tetris or something? Okay.
I was looking to see if there's any questions for you about horses.
Got it. This horse had been injured and fallen in the field. And it became immediately apparent that I no longer had the luxury of being afraid of horses. Okay. At this point now, we had an injured animal that I was afraid of. We had this lady that owned this horse. We had this little girl who's watching this situation go down with her horse. You just weren't given an option. And then the horse is kind of like, hey, thanks for, not letting them, thanks for taking care of me, so to speak.
Right.
And every now and then it had come from injured horses. Every time that I ever had a really good experience or really good bonding, it was from an injured horse that decided to let you take care of it. I had a buddy just casually mention, I don't know if you saw it on the internet or some old guy told him in a bar, but he says, the horses came to people. If you think back to native folks and people over in Europe that had horses, no one just said, hey man, I'm going to go catch that horse, and instead of eating it, I'm going to throw a saddle on it, get a horse blanket and a whole bunch of squeaky horse toys and stick her for the back window of the car. Horse walked up to people and said, hey man, what's going on? So they do have, the fear is always there. You always have to be really, really aware of what's going on. But you do get over it quick. And they do become very loving, friendly animals. And I've never seen, you can look at your dog in the morning and you already know the dog did something wrong or this or that, or they got that loving affection. But I've never seen an animal truly bond emotionally with somebody like a horse does.
Conversation about horses for you for your Monday morning. That's a small excerpt from a discussion that we had with a dear friend and a local guy named Diesel. Diesel is a motorcycle enthusiast, and he ran a shop for many years. He's been in Aurora for, I don't want to give away his age, but for quite some time. So he's got a lot of history on Aurora. He's an East Sider, and he's taught me a lot of things that I did not know about our fantastic city in regards to history. Tracy Duran is here. Good morning, Tracy Duran. Josue Pais, Paris Bistro. Get to know our dear friends of Paris Bistro in Naperville on Show Place Drive. Go there. Try the crevettes de prosciutto. It's shrimp wrapped in prosciutto. Thank me later. Paris Bistro is a fantastic restaurant. I want to say good morning to the entire family of Paris Bistro and Katrina Latin Bites and Bar as well. Both of those restaurants in Naperville are fantastic. You can take it from me, and I hope that you go on out there on a date night sometime. You'll really like it. Daniel Calderon, good morning. Juan Cayetano, good morning. Good to know our friends of the Woodcrafters, Luz and Juan. They are doing fantastic work, and I think that they were recently at the farmers market on Saturday. Didn't I see you guys out there doing your thing with the big Katrina right there? Congratulations to you guys. And Cindy Morales is here. Good morning to the women of Aurora. Diesel has a phenomenal memory of Aurora history. Good morning to all of you fantastic people. So good to see you guys today. Before we get into this news, I just want to say thank you guys for watching and supporting the show. It means a lot. And we will continue forever to give you guys good local news, good local information, and shout out and support small businesses in the city, people doing good things. As you guys saw, our guests today were River Light Football Club. They're coming to Aurora. Well, they're here in Aurora now, but they're going to be ramping up activities starting in November of this year. And 2024 is going to be really big. If you or somebody young people especially, want to get involved and try out for soccer, as you heard, the potential to make it to the pros is there. Time, dedication, and indeed competition. All right, let's get into the news, though, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the news. So as you guys know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So we want to talk about the Love Purse movement right now. This is presented by Senator Susie Gloyak Hilton in addition to other senators and state reps. The Love Purse movement collects new purses that are filled with personal care items and notes of encouragement to distribute to women in need and survivors of domestic abuse. Many different locations are on this flyer. We've shared this flyer on our Facebook page. From Bartlett to Westmont, you can drop off purses anywhere. The last day for dropping off purses at any of these locations on the screen is the 31st of this month. All right. Moving right along to Dia de los Muertos. This event is going to be November 2nd at Moe's Cantina. Now hold on, scratch it up. We don't have to scratch. You can't hear it. But listen, Moe's Cantina is a really cool place. It's in River North. I've been there a bunch of times. It's really fly. Now, I have not been to any of the Dia de los Muertos events there, but I bet this is going to be a really good time. November 2nd, tickets and sponsorships are available. This is presented by the Illinois House Latino Caucus, and then once again, 5:30 p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. Thursday, November 2nd, Moe's Cantina, 155 West Kinsey Street in Chicago. All right. How y'all like the news, though? You like the news? It's different, right? We got it on the screen for you. I feel like Anderson Cooper. Just, with melanin. Okay. Next up is the LeadHER event. This is going to be tomorrow at Cottonseed Creative Exchange. This is presented by our dear friends of the Aurora Regional Chamber of Commerce, inspiring women to be leaders. This is going to be from 6 to 8 p.m., 64 South River Street, and a women in business networking event is what it's billed as. Now, if you are not a member of the Chamber of Commerce, I would recommend that you become a member. There's lots of great perks and benefits as well. And this event's going to be $20 both for members and non-members. Typically, non-members have to pay a little bit more, but this is a flat price and fee, for all charcuterie, baked goods, and mocktails. Lord have mercy. Planned by Francis, and other great events or businesses are going to be there. So come on out, enjoy, have a good time, and sip on a mocktail. Okay. Next is on the 19th of this month is the Senior Resource and Volunteer Fair. This is presented by Senior Services Associates. Volunteer opportunities including AmeriCorps, health screenings, refreshment, and door prizes as well. This organization does a lot here locally to help seniors in many different areas, from housing to small household-related issues, featuring a number of exhibitors serving seniors in Kane County. This is going to be fantastic at 2111 Plum Street in Aurora, 9 a.m. to noon on October 19th. The time right now, ladies and gentlemen, is 8:42 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news program. All right. Tracy Duran says, I love this view. Very cool. Waiting for Tom Skilling to come peeping out. All right. And thank you very much, you guys. Next up is the Neighbor Project's 80s Gala. This is going to be Saturday the 21st. So coming up this month very soon. It'll be here before you know it. It's going to be at 21 South Broadway. That's the venue. A fantastic good time. Come out and learn about the great work that the Neighbor Project does in Aurora to achieve positive outcomes for folks in regards to housing and home ownership. Now, there's going to be a 1980s theme with food, music, and you are encouraged to dress up in your very best 1980s gear. Come on out there and get your 80s on. Now, I was born in 1982. So I was being dressed by my parents for like all of the 80s. So I can't really wear what the 80s style was because it wouldn't fit on me anymore. But I can watch what you wear, and I'll do my very best to be in a 1980s theme. I had hair in the 80s, so maybe I'll just have a nice big afro and some shoes or something like that. I'll see what I can do. But you should come on out there. Tickets and sponsorships are available. You can purchase your tickets right now, single, couples, or an entire table at neighborproject.us. As soon as you go to the website, you will see the link. Click the link and follow along. I want to see you out there. All right. Next is the chili cook-off. Saturday, October 21st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 1677 Montgomery Road is the place where this will be at. Java Plus is a fantastic establishment. Javier Burgos gets the shout out. Dan Okanowski, whole staff. Cook and compete. There is still time for you to enter, fill out the application, and present your chili. October 13th is the deadline. On the bottom of this flyer, you'll see the QR code. Scan that and participate. There is a $100 prize for the winner. For $7, you can taste the different chilies and vote. So there's a win-win right there. Once again, whether you want to cook and compete or just eat, your date is Saturday, October 21st. The time is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. All right. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, to the 7th annual Polar Bear Outing Marimba Players Scholarship Fundraiser. That's going to be taking place Saturday, October 21st at Orchard Valley Golf Course. Dinner is at 6 p.m. The price for to play is $125. Golf carts range fun, and even the golf balls are included in that. Registration begins at 11 a.m. on that day, and the shotgun start is at 1 p.m. If you play golf, come on out there. Gil Rios, who is a personal friend of ours on the show, is presenting this. He's been doing this for 7 years. Shout out to Gil Rios. For more information, you can call 630-327-9476. The number again is 630-327-9476. All right. Next up is the Halloween Fest. This is taking place at VNA Health Care, 400 North Highland here in Aurora on the west side. It's going to be Friday the 27th from 4 to 7 p.m. All of our friends are going to be there. The Neighbor Project, the Aurora FEC, so many great people, organizations, and individuals will be taking part in this. It's also going to be a tent-like decoration event too. So you'll be voting on the best, spookiest dressed tent there that day. When you come. VNA Health Care is located at 400 North Highland Avenue, once again on the west side. Come one, come all for a festive trick-or-treat, including a taco truck, hot cider, hot chocolate, cider donuts, and ghoulish fun. Children, parents, guardians, and goblins are welcome to trick-or-treat and vote on the most fabulously decorated tent. The time is 8:46 a.m. If we could, Alex, can we do a weather recap for them too? You know, just in case they were asleep when we did the Aurora weather, big dog. All right, thank you very much. Katrina Latin Bites and Bar is here. Good morning to you guys as well. All right, so here's the weather today, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to start raining, as you guys can see, on Wednesday, and the rain is going to stay with us all the way until Saturday. Now, of course, as we go through our day-to-day convolutions, that could change, but right now, that is our predicted 6-day forecast and outlook. That weather comes from the National Weather Service of Chicago, and it's delivered to you daily on Aurora Weather. That's the first thing we do for you guys every single morning. But today, we got a high of 59 degrees and a nighttime high today of 40 degrees. So you guys feel it. It's definitely cooler, definitely cold. Yesterday was freezing. I don't like it cold, so anything less than 70 is cold to me. But you definitely need a hoodie. Hoodie weather has arrived. So please check out the headlines. Check out the weather. Check out the 6-day outlook right there, and watch Aurora weather in the morning time. We try to get the weather out by 7:15 a.m. Sometimes it's like 7:18, but we endeavor. Thank you very much for that, Alex. All right. So the time is 8:48 a.m. You guys are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora. We had a great discussion today. Things are moving in the right direction with the show. I want to say thank you very much to everyone who watches the show. Thanks for supporting us. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, pull out your phone. I know you're watching it. Go to your phone right now. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We still need subscribers on our YouTube. So if you like our videos and you like our content, hit us with a subscribe on the show. Each person who subscribes allows the show to grow, get better, and develop. And we're going to show you guys so much. Y'all ain't seen what we're about to do yet. You guys have not yet seen the wonders that we will show you. But the time is 8:49 a.m. I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's show. Please hit us with a subscribe. Thank you guys very much for watching. Wednesday, we've got another fantastic show for you, and Friday is going to be a very informative show as well. Buenos Dias Aurora returns tomorrow and Thursday as well with more news for you guys. And I'm going to see you guys in the morning tomorrow with more weather, more news, weather, and content for you guys. Have a blessed day, a fantastic rest of the morning, and take care of yourself and each other.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.